Hello, Virgo. Mary Elizabeth here with Sacred Love Tarot. This is your September zodiac general reading. Of course, for September 2024. So I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you are in a place, in a space that where you want to be. I kind of feel that some of you may be feeling a little bit undervalued, underappreciated, underrecognized, and realized. And it's kind of time to change, that within yourself. We can talk about all day long how we feel underappreciated and undervalued, but unless we are doing something to create that change, then it will always be that way. So there is this energy here of journaling, of strategizing, of making plans, of looking toward the future, of unlocking the knowledge within self to find that value, to find that cornucopia, to find that that abundance and that prosperity. And it looks to be out within your community, right? Finding like-minded people who relate and resonate, finding the stability and the balance and the growth, finding what stimulates you, what drives your passion, what drives your creative energy, where in your community or who in your community, what establishment, what people, what energy in your community gives you the sense of feeling valued, recognized, seen, and heard. There is a lot of sensuality here too, and I kind of feel like maybe that part of you has been a little bit hindered. And I don't mean sensuality in a sexual way. I mean loving oneself, nurturing oneself, feeling good about oneself, dressing like you want to be seen, dressing like you want to be valued, expressing yourself in the way you want to be valued, you want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to be recognized. I think there is a group of people out in your community who's waiting for you to come out of your shell, waiting for you to kind of strip off the masks, to strip off all that identity that other people have placed on you throughout your life. And there has to be a place and a space that allows you to kind of get it out, remove it, talk about it, strip it away. The strategizing card, the journaling, the shadow work, the unlocking of the magic within you, the knowledge within you, the white feather here, the quill, I feel is different ways of communicating, different ways of associating, different ways of expressing yourself wholly to others. But that cornucopia card is just an abundance of everything, an abundance of everything, an abundance of fruitfulness, an abundance of growth, an abundance of connection to spirit, an abundance of friends, abundance of stability and balance and recognition, an abundance of sensuality, of fire, of energy, of knowing who you are and what you want and what you desire. I feel that there's so much there with that card that is being said. The Queen of Cups is the card of imagination. We see her eyes are closed, and it's almost as if she is in a state of imagination, a state of bliss. I imagine myself being pregnant with child. I imagine myself on this island with dolphins in the background and a throne just for me. I imagine nurturing the world as I nurture myself. I imagine the cat playing with the butterflies at my feet. This moment in time of bliss, of happiness, of balance, of stability, of joy, of recognition, of family, this divine goddess energy. But there's also the Three of Swords, which makes me feel like there is a part of you that feels that this is unachievable, or that somewhere along the way this was taken from you. And the three swords down means that this has already happened. So maybe there was a breakup, maybe there was a disconnect from someone who you've had a long relationship with, and that relationship is no more. Maybe they left. Maybe it was a sudden thing you didn't even know. Maybe there was a death that causes you to imagine yourself being somewhere else, because this is something that is very difficult to talk about or deal with. It happened in a hurry because we have everything disarray on the bed. I mean, the indentation in the pillow from your head is still there. So this happens very, very quickly. But then we have the sun, which is, we have, again, this wonderful feeling of expressing, exploring, celebrating just all of these areas of your life. Maybe even recognizing that sometimes loss is a part of life. The sun card is also this enthusiasm, this sense of imagination and inspiration, this mother, maiden, crone energy. We have 3 and 3 here. This beautiful divine feminine mother, maiden, crone, a feminine connection. So I kind of feel like your tribe, who you're looking for, what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to create, is a solid, stable relationship with other divine feminine energies that help you kind of find that abundant, positive side of self. And it's like the moon is giving you kind of a sense of what you're looking for by illuminating who you truly are and what you're truly worth. And this is also that divine energy covering you, the energy of source covering you in love and inspiration and light. We have the sun illuminating this mother, maiden, crone spiritual energy, the energy of imagination and inspiration and just childlike enthusiasm. And then we have the full moon kind of just showing you who you truly are and what you're truly capable of and what it is that you're truly worth. And they have this path laid out before you, and it is saying, follow this path and it shall bring you to the cornucopia, the inspiration and the imagination, what it is that you inspire to be, what it is that you inspire to do, and what it is that you're imagining, right? And even though there has been this loss, there is all of this inspiration and imagination and fruitfulness apart from it. So I think that there's this part of you that feels that sometimes the loss that happens in our lives brings about new energy, new path, new opportunities, and new people. And the moon is just kind of reiterating that for you. And we have the Knight of Swords. And this card is a card of quickness, right? We want to do this fast. We want to go. We want to hurry up. We want to create what it is that we're imagining here, right? And you see how chaotic this all looks, right? Got a lot of plans, a lot of energy, a lot to say, and moving forward with it so quickly that there isn't a chance that he could learn, that you're able to learn lessons from how quickly you're wanting this transition or transformation to happen, right? Something has happened in your life that has caused you heartache. Something has happened in your life that has caused you to live in a world of imagination, right? And it is important that as we go forward, that you are open to the open to the experiences, but open to the lessons that the experiences are creating around you. And if you're moving that fast and that quick, then you're missing the point. You're missing out. And it causes so much drama along the way, and so much insecurity along the way, and so much doubt along the way. And then you start doubting the lesson, you start doubting the inspiration, the imagination, you start doubting what it is that the moon and the sun are trying to illuminate for you and trying to help. So it's important, I feel, for you to connect to your divine spiritual energy. We have the books in the back, so she's learning about who she is as a spiritual being, having this human experience. She is using all of the tools that she has around her to bring stability and balance. We have the white and the black and the white, the sun and the moon. So there's a lot of balance. There's a lot of potential for balance and stability here, as long as you're not allowing yourself to get stuck in this energy of fantasy, right? Because I kind of feel that your outside life, the world, you know, when you're awake and all of that, may not be as you desire it to be. So you may spend a lot of your days imagining how you want things to be, and you may kind of sometimes feel you may sometimes be you may not be able sometimes to distinguish from what is reality and what is fantasy, right? So we have the Hierophant and we have the Queen of Swords. In the Hierophant, we talk about taking charge. We talk about putting yourself front and center, and maybe even going back to school, taking classes, taking courses, so you're able to understand this spiritual energy within you better, and maybe even better understand what it is that you're feeling, or maybe what it is that you need at this moment. I think what you need is a group of people around you who kind of bring you back to reality and bring you down to earth, and then help you heal, and then help you kind of expand who you are as a divine spiritual being having this human experience, and who you are as a human having this spiritual experience. And I think the Hierophant can do that for you. I think by taking control of your life and coming to the realization that living more in a fantasy world than in this mundane world that is yours can be more hurtful than it can be of a positive nature. Because when we wake up, all that is will be there. It will be there. So the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant, I feel, we're taking charge, right? We're stepping into this time of stability and balance. We're stepping into this time of learning about ourselves as a spiritual being, having this experience. We're allowing the sun and the moon and all that is to help us kind of move forward. We're meeting new people who are also here to help us move forward. The Hierophant could be you maybe going back to school, learning new ways to meditate, learning maybe new ways to use your spiritual abilities, your spiritual talents, your spiritual gifts. This could be maybe you going to a retreat. It could maybe be you going to some place to kind of help you get back to the reality of who you are as this powerful, divine, feminine being energy. The Queen of Swords is a powerhouse. She's a badass. She could do it one of two ways. She can create what she desires in one of two ways, or she can eliminate what it is that she feels that she doesn't desire in one or two ways, with the quill or the sword, the easy way or the hard way. And that is all up to her, and no one else gets a say in it. She's very much spiritually connected. She's very much moving forward. I think that as you go through this schooling or course, or maybe even some sort of sanctuary, or maybe even some sort of retreat, that you find who you are. You find that version of you that you've been looking for. But then we have the Nine of Wands. And even though you're very passionate about the change, it's very difficult for you. And I'll give you a little example. I did an ayahuasca retreat in 2016. 2016, 17, 18, 2018. I don't know. No. It was 2022 because it was after COVID. Excuse me. I did an ayahuasca retreat. And I have a lot of insecurities and a lot of doubt about a lot of, about myself. And there are a lot of things that have happened in my life that has created all of this insecurity and this doubt and this lack of self-worth and all of that. And as much as I tried through my meditation and my tarot and oracle and crystals and all of that, I just couldn't get past that barrier. To be the version of myself who I wanted to be, that it's not afraid of using my abilities and my gifts, and there are many of them. So I went to this ayahuasca retreat, and I was so scared because I did all this, research and saw people having these bad experiences, and I was scared. And 2 weeks before I went, I was told by the persons holding the retreat to just stop watching any type of videos or anything, because everyone's experience is different. So I went and I did it, and it was a three-day thing. And when I left, I was that version of myself who I wanted to be. I truly was. No insecurities, no doubt. I knew who I was, and I felt it. And I was that way for like a month. And then the real world, the bills, the responsibilities. And yes, it was all there when I came back from the retreat. But something happened to where it was like it fell back. I fell back into those old ways. So unless you are 110% serious or 110% able to do that work without allowing those old tapes or those old situations to come back, then it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle to continue to be in that High Priestess, Queen of Swords, Hierophant, Moon, Sun mindset. So we have lighten the load. So there you have it. I mean, we were talking about it, lightening the load. Stop carrying around all of that past responsibility and obligation and pain and hurt and sadness. Stop carrying all that around, because regardless if you're carrying around or not, it's not going to change the fact that it's happened. So I think that we use our own selves as dumpsters and trash cans, right? We take all of these things that were burdens to us. We open the lid, which is our head or our heart, and we dump it all in and dump it all in and dump it all in. And then we convince ourselves that we're responsible for it all, that we're obligated to carry it all of it for the rest of our days. And we're obligated to be poor and unhappy and unsatisfied and totally screwed and fucked because this situation happened to us and we did something to cause it, and now we're responsible and obligated to carry it around, and that isn't the case. And the moment we see the truth, that isn't the case, the truth being above the moon, as the moment we recognize, okay, let me just calm down for a minute. Some people will think I'm mad, but that sparked something within me to cause me to feel a little bit about passion about what I was saying, because I don't know, I mean, this is for Virgo, but I resonate with that a lot. So we need to see the truth. And the truth is that regardless how long that you've been carrying around and what responsibility you take in it, it doesn't change the fact that it happened. And it doesn't change the fact that you can't change that it happened. So why continue to carry it around? Why continue to carry it around and burden yourself? So you're going through this wonderful transformation, we had transformation in career in Leos too. Completely different reading, but we have cornucopia. And that is the only, besides the career, the only money card that we have in this reading. So I think this has to do about going out in your community, finding yourself, finding what drives you, finding what you're passionate about, spiritually or otherwise, and then making the move toward that. And seeing the truth of who you really, really, really are. Because like I said in the beginning, I feel that you sometimes live in this fantasy world, because the fantasy world is a lot better than your reality. And you can only do that so much before, it all comes crashing down and you recognize that, yeah, here we go. This is my truth. So we have an opportunity, prosperity, and a new adventure. I like that because this is transformation. Ooh, we also have apprentice, higher education, beliefs, and wisdom. The high priestess. Remember, we talked about going back to school. We talked about taking courses, classes, the ayahuasca thing. So the last card we have is wholeness, repressed emotions, and integration. And I think this is where the journaling comes in, the shadow work comes in, the logging comes in, the different types of communication comes in. So we have that the truth and this repressed emotions, the shadow, these two kind of go hand in hand, because we have to recognize the truth of what is. And the truth of what is that if you continue to carry all of these things that have been weighing on your shoulders around, that has happened from 10, 20, 15, 5, 3 years ago, that there will always, that your imagination will always be more comfortable than your reality, right? And what good is that imagination if you're not feeling it, seeing it, touching it, and tasting it? Wouldn't you much rather be in this feel it, see it, touch it, taste it world, and going through this beautiful transformational energy and stepping into the divine goddess that you are, rather than living in some sort of fantasy that you can't feel or see or touch or taste? I don't know. All right, let's see. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, there we go. I was so into the reading, I wasn't even paying attention. So we have inspiration and courage. That reminds me of the Eight of Wands. Things are starting to happen really, really quickly. We have the High Priestess energy with the cat and with the crystal ball, and we have the inspiration and courage with the cat and the crystal ball. We can see that the crystal ball in the High Priestess is going one way, and the crystal ball and in the inspiration and courage is going another way. I feel that there are a multitude of directions that you could possibly go to find your opportunity, your prosperity, to find your truth and to lighten your load. And if it's a career that you're looking to establish, I feel that there are a lot of different opportunities that you can do that as well. And when I say different, I mean one is just so very tight and tidy, and the other one is just so there and messy. Messy, but we're still finding inspiration from that, aren't we? So ground and center, that's also equally as important, releasing that energy that no longer serves you, grounding and centering, clearing those chakras and allowing spirit to transmute that negative, stagnant, stale energy into love and light and inspiration and opportunity, and bring it back to you, and feeling the lightness of that. So it's time for you to recognize the truth. The truth is that the imagination, that fantasy world that you may be living in, where everything is wonderful, beautiful, copacetic, and all of your wants, needs, dreams, and desires are there, can be a reality in your 3D. But you have to change that. You have to change who you are and how you see things and how you see yourself in order for that to be a reality. And it's so easy to close our eyes and imagine ourselves in being in some wonderful place where nothing bad happens and everything that we want comes to, in that world comes to fruition with no work. And out here in this world where we hold everything on our shoulders, and we carry around the burdens of others and the responsibilities of things that have happened in the past, and the burdens of things that have happened in the past, and the negative things that were said, and the nasty things that were said, and the horrible things that have been done, and we absorb it and absorb it and absorb it and absorb it and absorb it until that's all we know how to do. And the truth is that unless you're willing to let all of that go, then the change is going to be more difficult to create for you, which is, I think, why we have the moon and the sun here, kind of illuminating things for you in both areas of your life, the spiritual side and the physical side, and just kind of showing you how wonderful they can be, even though that there have been all of these awful things that have happened, and there's so much opportunity around you. And to do the shadow work and to see the truth can help you so much in this transformation that you're going through. I hope that helps, Virgo. Know that you're divinely guided in love.